Good morning. Day 40 of 100 videos in 100 days. It is Friday. I remember when Fridays used to be like, it's Friday. I guess it could still be that way now. I'm going to the chiropractor, so I am up early, and I always feel like in the morning I need to whisper. So today, this morning, I wanted to talk about something that is coming to the forefront for me. And I wanted to talk about divorce. And those of you out there that have been divorced, I know nothing about divorce. I have not been through a divorce, so I'll put that disclaimer out there. However, my sister went through 3. I have a son that is going to go through a divorce. I have my husband who is a child of divorce. And there's always opinions around, is it better for the kids? Is it not better for the kids? And it's like the whole food thing. You got to make the best choice for yourself. But what I'm learning in this whole trauma recovery information is that, so take Roger and I, for instance, got together when I was 15 and he was 17 in high school. Learning now knowing what I know, definitely trauma bonded, or he and I bonded because of our trauma, his trauma, my trauma. So what is happening now is that here we are at 58 and 56 years old, and I've grown more than he has. But we can no longer connect on that same level that we connected back then. And so what I'm wondering is, in cases of divorce, if the people, if they bonded through trauma or bonded because of their trauma, they do indeed outgrow each other. And if they don't find, which this is where Roger and I are, if we don't find another way to bond, if we don't do this year of learning to be friends, because our relationship back then, it was sexual immediately. There was no on-ramp. We were on the on-ramp. We were on the highway, so to speak, immediately. And that would be perfectly in order with my trauma and his trauma. So as we're figuring this out, it's interesting because it looks like if he and I don't, and I'm thinking this year of being friends, going back, starting over, learning how to individuate, if we don't find another way to connect, then the relationship probably is not going to move forward. And those of you that have been through multiple divorces, like my sister, don't beat yourselves up. Don't. There's still a society judgmental piece that if you're getting divorced, people are like, what's wrong with you? What did you do? And people tell themselves, what did I do wrong? How come this couldn't work? I really love this person. What happened? Maybe it has a lot to do with this whole, if you suffered trauma, and trauma doesn't have to be a big sexual abuse or a house burning down or divorce or death, or it doesn't have to be a big trauma. Everybody's an individual in that respect as well. That trauma can be a tiny little thing, like your bike got stolen and you really love that bike. that could be a trauma that stays with you if you have not processed out those feelings. And a lot of times as kids, most of us, um, we didn't have parents that sat us down and said, "Oh, honey, okay, at 3 or 4 or 5 years old, we need to process this. We need to let you have your feelings. I'm here to support you. I can be your safe container while you feel." That did not happen to most of us. I am pretty sure. So, as adults, we need to do that for our inner child. We need to go through that, in my opinion. Um, so, yeah, if you've been divorced, um, don't beat yourself up. Do some work, do some study on trauma if you suffered trauma. And even if you don't think you suffered trauma, read about trauma bonding and the different ways to bond, that people bond through trauma. Um, and then look at your relationships from that perspective. Um, and obviously, this is what I believe. This Byron Katie's stuff. It is what it is until it isn't. And if you did separate or did divorce, then that was meant to be. That needed to happen in order for you to move to your next step, your next piece. And realize that as if you got together with a person, and it didn't have to be at 15 and 17, it can be at 55, it can be at 42, it can be at 36. If you bonded and you have trauma and you've done work, it would not be surprising that that relationship didn't continue on. You're not resonating at the same energy that you did when you got together. So I'm hoping that all makes sense. And it'll be interesting to see where Roger and I go on this journey, because big trauma on both sides, and getting together as young as we did. We now need to learn how to connect in a totally different way. So there's day 40. Please share this video if it's been helpful, and like and subscribe to my channel. I'm not good at remembering to tell people to do that all the time. So have a good day. And it's Friday. It's the beginning of the weekend. Have a good day. Bye.